Hey boys, welcome back to some more Manly Seagulls 2019 career mode, where we're going to be taking on the Broncos in this Auckland Nines round 2 match. Pretty good start for our first episode. For some reason, whenever I play with a new career mode team, usually it takes a while to actually get into it. I don't know why. Like I don't really think that teams play differently. I think every team sort of has their own strengths and weaknesses. I think with the Manly side, we were pretty solid in that first game, and I think it's because of the fact that, you know, the strengths in the Seagulls side are pretty obvious. I mean, the Marty DePau up front, and then Trbojevic at fullback, and the big fella just steamrolling a couple of would-be tacklers there. You know, obviously you would put in like Jake Trbojevic for Neil Blake in real life, but on the game they're not amazing. But it's, you know, it's more the forward pack, and then the likes of Cherry Evans and Trbojevic. So, you know, we've been sort of dishing it off and trying to get those guys in the right positions, and it's worked pretty well, and I feel like it's going to be a fun series. I think, and like I said, when I made that first episode, there's a beautiful ball, great line run. Just give it to that man, Tommy Trbojevic. That was a great line run. It was actually, it wasn't a set play at all, but just a bit of an ad-lib set play. You saw one guy, I don't know who it was, but he was sort of the decoy runner who I thought was going to get the ball, and then from the clouds you just see Tommy loom up and straight through the gap, and not going to be stopped in that position. He's a bit unstoppable. He's honestly ridiculous, Trbojevic. He's definitely better than Tedesco as a fullback, and Ponga, in my opinion. You know, they're all I mean, there's 4 outstanding guys: Tuivasa, Sheck, Tedesco, Ponga, Trbojevic. And I don't know. Personally, I would just rate Trbojevic above all of them at the moment. He's just unstoppable. He really is. I do honestly though, probably Tedesco. I feel sometimes Trbojevic, he does sort of come in and out of games. Like, he can have a little bit of a patches right here. What an awful try to concede. Big fella Corey Oates just absolutely, was it Corey Oates number 3? I think so. But I feel it's sometimes during games Trbojevic can have a little bit of a patch where he's dropping a couple of balls here and there. It's definitely not as bad as it used to be. A couple of years ago he was a bit prone to drop a few, but it's definitely doesn't do it much anymore. But he can sometimes have a bit of a rough 10 minutes or so. But I feel like Tedesco is probably the most consistent out of all of them. You know, he just never seems to make mistakes, Tedesco. But yeah, it's sort of a debate that everyone will sort of have a different opinion on. RTS, just, you know, he's phenomenal as well. I feel like RTS is very similar in the way he plays as Tedesco. Much more just so dangerous with ball in hand. This is a great play getting onto who was that? Ruben Garrick. But yeah, he's we have conceded. The Broncos are winning 10-4. I haven't really talked about the game at all, but yeah, it's right. I didn't mean to. I meant to grubber it. And as soon as I saw he was going for a punt, I tried to cancel it, but couldn't do it, and kicked it dead. It was an absolute shocker. This time Matty Lodge just absolutely destroys Trbojevic there. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, RTS, I feel like he's very similar to Tedesco in the way he plays. They're both definitely getting better with terms of their setting up their outside men, but their number one thing is their running. You know, that's what they're there for, and that's their best attribute. Ponga is incredible as well. I feel like Ponga and Trbojevic are very similar. I think Trbojevic definitely has him covered at the moment, but I think Ponga can definitely get up to the standard of Trebojevic in my opinion. But I feel like those two are very similar in the way they play. They're both obviously very dangerous with ball in hand, but they do also have very good skills, passing ability. Whereas Tedesco and RTS, decently skilled with the, setting up their outside men, but more dangerous just, when they're running it. But yeah, it always, people have different opinions. So we'll get back to the game at hand. And Anthony Milford just gets shot out of a cannon right there. Just no one in front of him, and he just goes untouched straight through the middle of the guts. That's an Auckland 9'S try if I've ever seen one, as Jermaine Asako is going to convert this, so it's a bit of a blowout. I was talking about how, I felt like we're going to be pretty good this year with the Seagulls, but it's turned around here as Tommy here gets through, taken by Milford, who it looks like he's playing fullback, which is funny because that's obviously the switch that has happened in real life as well. As a little kick here, beautiful kick. It's always a bit annoying when you put in a nice kick like that. I saw Marty DePau, I want to kick to someone else, but the way the game works is the person who chips it or grabs it, they always seem to get to it first, and it always, it always looks a little cheesy. I'd rather kick to someone else, but it's always, it's always so hard to actually do that. As a great ball there, Cade Cust getting onto Joel Thompson. So, there's a chance we could come back in this game. Try here. Definitely way back in, as we shouldn't have passed it. Terry Evans, he was straight through the gap right there. Just taking himself, but gave it off and sort of blew it as poor pass out down my half. Marty DePau gets its. We're trying. We're probably a little panicked. We still had another tackle up our sleeve, so that was a bit of a scrappy finish. As Milford here, he's going to score another one. He's swan dive into the try line. Again, poor defense. Yeah, there's a lot of gaps, so it can happen, but we should have had him covered that time, Anthony. But he's had an outstanding game. Tore us to shreds at points. We could have got back into this game for sure. We just made too many mistakes. Probably getting a little bit too pass happy at times. There's so many gaps. Just give it to one of our big fellas. Give it to one of our speedsters. Beautiful ball here. Ruben Garrick going to put in the kick cross field. I was hoping to see the number 1 Tommy loom up, but he wasn't anywhere near it. So yeah, a bit of not a wasted play, but didn't quite work out the way we would have liked. As Matt Gillette now gets through. We missed him. Oh jeez. He gets through another one. That was just, I was trying to put shots on, but just completely whiffed. But they're, crashing back down to earth. It's a 9's match. Nothing to really take out of that one. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.